Well, back live from Jackie Robinson Ballpark, it's time for game two of our doubleheader this afternoon between the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. Wildcats took game number one, 6-1. They look to go up 3-0 in the series here in game number two. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company. Daryl Latil alongside me once again. Fresh game, fresh start. Got to reset the mind after only a 45-minute break.
You talked about in the first ball game that we won the first game Friday night, and the team came out a little slow at the beginning of the game, the first game. You can't come out that way this afternoon. Now you got to come out. You got one of your best pitchers on the mound. You've been hitting the baseball. You played well in the first two games. Continue with the momentum, and let's see how things come out.
It's the preseason SWAC Pitcher of the Year, Daniel Gaviria, who starts on the hill for Bethune-Cookman. And he will face a lineup of Draylon Holmes, Maury Weaver, Will Menendez, Benny Hernandez, Aaron Coach, Jack Early, Elias Pena, Yordani Ortiz, and Devon Mims for the Delta Devils. All of those players have participated in games, the first two games in this series at some point or other. Yodani, who is playing shortstop tonight, was pitching in a relief role in the ninth last night in game number one. So we'll see him in the field and batting today. And Elias Pena, who was fishing earlier today out on the river, is into the game at second base. He played third last night and played it very well. Started 2 double plays.
You're going to see Irvin Escobar in this ball game. He's behind the plate for the Cats tonight.
Draylon Holmes stands in for Mississippi Valley State, and we are set to go.
Are they moving him up the leadoff?
It's where he was last night, too. But again, you had to go with the lineup that you originally submitted in game one all the way back last month, which is why Fabo was there. He grounds one to short. Cordova, long throw. Got it. What a play. Ramsey's Cordova with a beauty.
You start the game off with a spectacular play like that by Ramsey's. Got a little bit more momentum, man. The fans love that one.
That'll bring up Maury Weaver. Had a pretty good game one on the day. Had a single. Daniel Gaviria, an ERA of 5.40, the lefty deals. First lefty pitcher that Mississippi Valley has had to deal with in this series. 48 and a third innings pitch. He's given up 37 runs on 62 hits. There's a ball outside, and it's 2-0.
He struggled early in the innings in his last few starts. Want to see him get the momentum quickly in this game.
Yep. Gave up 4 in the first to Alabama A&M. And then the game against Jackson State the last time they were here. Gave up 7 in the second. Chop foul.
We always talk about how he pitches to contact. His off-speed pitch will be the difference in the game today because you got to keep them off balance with the off-speed pitch. He doesn't have much pop on his fastball, but he's around the plate.
And the 2-2. Breaking ball outside 3-2.
Game one, that would have been a strike 3.
Yep. Gary Maudlin is back behind the plate like he was last night. Christopher Pittman at first. Charles Reddick, who was behind the plate in game one, is at third. Here's the full count delivery. Bounced it to the plate. And a walk for Weaver.
Didn't see many walks in the opening game.
Only 2.
Great pitching. 7 2/3 innings.
But on the season, that was only the 11th walk for Gaviria. He's got 35 strikeouts. He is 3-3 as the pitcher of record. Wins over Alabama State, Mississippi Valley, the first time in Florida Gulf Coast. As the Wildcats continue their pick-off at first mindset. Bit easier to do when you've got a lefty on the mound. This is Will Menendez, the first baseman. Didn't feature in the first game of this doubleheader except to pinch hit. Let's check over to first again. correction, Menendez did play in the first game. That's a chopper to second. On to second for one. On to first. It's a double play. And the Wildcats get another one. They had two in game number one. They've got one in game number two. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score here at the Jack between the Delta Devils and the Wildcats. Game two of our doubleheader here on the CatEye Network. Bottom one here at the Jack, scoreless between the Wildcats and the Delta Devils, and the Wildcats will have to contend with the sophomore right-hander out of Woodstock, Georgia, James Snipes. He comes in with a 6 flat ERA. The first man to face him is Daniel Figueroa, who's playing right field in this game, and there's a fastball inside corner, strike one. No Sergio Rivera in the lineup in game two for the Wildcats, so Figueroa moving to right. A lot of movement on that breaking ball, but it misses inside.
Not throwing hard, but it's accurate.
Kind of similar to Whitfield, who started the first game on Friday, although Whitfield was not very accurate. And just like the first batter to the plate on Friday, the first batter to the plate for the Wildcats on the second game on Saturday gets hit, and Daniel Figueroa is aboard.
That's why you rather the armor now, especially at the plate, around the wrist and around the shin.
It'll be Garrett Chun to bat. So on Friday, Wildcats got 2 on in the first. Hit by pitch to Figueroa, walk to Chun. Figueroa was caught stealing. Chun eventually came around to score. On a triple by this man, Jose Gonzalez, or the man on deck, excuse me, Jose Gonzalez. Chun batting now. And in game one today, Chun just 1 for 5, but that one was a biggie. A triple to right center field, and he came around to score. That was the third run of the 6th the Wildcats scored. There's a first pitch strike.
Yeah, that opened the game up. Really did.
Garrett second on the team in RBI behind Gonzalez. Pitch fouled away, 0-2.
A little late on the fastball that time.
Lineup today for Bethune-Cookman: Figueroa in right, Chun in left, Gonzalez the DH, Manny Sufrain at first, Irvin Escobar behind the plate, Colton Olison batting the 6th spot at second base, Frankie Feblis at third, up and in, ball one, 1-2 the count. Jamie Villafane, his first start in over a month, back from a hand injury, gets the start at short, and A.J. Smith in center field. So a heavily rotated Wildcat squad for game two of this doubleheader. 1-2, spin and a throwback to first.
Well, we got some speed in the lineup too.
Yeah,
AJ in center field
and Villafane as well.
Yeah, and Villafane, you might see the wheels be turning on the base paths.
And another pickoff. And we've seen a heavily rotated lineup work for the Wildcats in a game up at Florida State where they led for a lot of it. It was all bench players almost. It completely rotated the whole starting lineup out. Swing and a foul back as Figueroa was headed towards second. And Chun has to protect there, down 1-2 in the count.
Is that a straight steal or a hit and run?
I don't know.
The way he swung at it, the way he swung at it, like he was trying to protect the runner. So I don't think he got a good jump.
Well, Chun's got to protect the plate, as I said, with 2 strikes. Figueroa on with a hit by pitch. Here's the deal from Snipes. Outside, ball gets away. And on to second with a stand-up wild pitch is Daniel Figueroa. So a runner on second, nobody out for Chun. Count 2-2.
So when you try to pick a run off on a pitch out, the clock goes back to 15 instead of 20, huh?
I would be lying if I was well versed in the rules of the pitch clock. That one's skied to center. Figueroa going to try and go to third, and he will be safe as the throw is late from Draylon Holmes. So Garrett Chun does the job, moves the runner over. And now here's Jose Gonzalez with a man on third and 1 down. Gonzalez in game 1 of the doubleheader, 1 for 4, with his only hit a base hit up the middle, but he did get an RBI with a line out to center, scoring Garrett Chun. First pitch to him. Way outside. It goes to the backstop. Here comes Figueroa. He will walk in without a slide. And the Wildcats lead 1-0. 2 wild pitches in the inning for James Snipes.
The Snipes kind of unraveling on the mound right now. Started out pitching the first batter a little while and high. Now he can't find the strike zone.
Count is 2-0 on Gonzalez. Or correction, 1-0. Now base is empty, 1 down. Here's the pitch from Snipes. Breaking ball low, and it's 2-0. Rest of Snipes' numbers, he's got 30 innings pitched. He's given up 25 runs on 41 hits with 23 strikeouts and just 8 walks. Another ball, it's 3-0.
Only 8 walks, that means he's kind of got decent control. He's just putting the ball in play.
Not finding it right now with already the hit by pitch at a 3-0 behind to Jose Gonzalez. That one down the middle for a strike. Gonzalez taken all the way. And now I think this is where the Wildcats have struggled on offense. They have struggled mightily in 3-1 counts where they are ahead. Breaking ball, inside ball 4, missed with a slider. And the reason I say that, as Gonzalez goes to first, is because they are very likely to take on a 3-1 instead of trying to attack it. And so the opposing pitchers will just put one down the middle, and then it's 3-2, and now you got to protect. In my opinion, they're not being as aggressive as they probably could be on 3-1 counts, but that time it worked out for Gonzalez. Second free pass issued by Snipes. And here is Manny Sufrain. First pitch to him. Way in the dirt. And now, caught between first and second is Gonzalez. He has to scamper back to first. He was caught in 2 minds there as he saw the ball get away from the catcher early.
He was in no man's land, and the catcher kind of just took his time going to get it and decided to throw down the first. He scooped back.
So the catcher for this game is not Ty Washington. It's Jack Early, who's played second base in the first 2 games of this series. As the Delta Devils also fiddle with things in the lineup. Back to first. Count 2-0 on Sufrain. In game 1, Manny struggled a little bit, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Looking for his first hit of the day, and he hits one in the air. Lazy fly to left center in between the fielders, and it drops! The fielders run into each other, and it drops! Sufrain on his way to second, all the way to third is Gonzalez, and, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
They converged right in front of the jumbotron, right there in the shade. I don't know if he lost it in the sun or what, but the sun is setting in the west, and it's a tough time in the afternoon for some guys who never played in this
And
ballpark at this time
they
of the
are
day.
having a big old discussion. Are Aaron Coates in left and Draylon Holmes in center. Draylon looking like he was trying to call off Coates, but Coates kept on coming. They got their feet tangled up, and the ball just dropped behind him.
Come on, Irv, make him pay for that.
Now here's Irvin Escobar, 2 on 1 out, second and third. First pitch to him is a foul ball. Escobar played in Friday night's game. He went 0 for 3 with 2 walks. They're still looking for his first hit of the series, and he lines one foul outside of third onto the clubhouse.
A little anxious on that pitch. He had the pitch he wanted.
Just a little early on.
Yeah, a little early.
And it's a difference for the Wildcats between game one and game two.
No speed on the pitch.
Game one, you had Sierra, who had plenty of velocity. Snipes doesn't have as much velo. Even with the fastball, that one misses low and away, and it's 1-2.
I remember playing Little League. You had a guy who threw hard. The next game, you had a guy throwing 40.
had to adjust. Yeah, 1-2. Low. That one was a changeup in on the hands, and Irvin just a little bit in front of it and lines it foul.
He has a kind of funky kind of delivery because when he winds up, he sticks his arm out, almost comes sideways.
He reaches way back.
Yeah.
And he hangs in that set position longer than you think he would. As Irvin fouls it off, still 1-2. It's almost Nestor Cortez-esque, where he kind of hangs there with his leg in the air before he finally comes home with it. Not as flamboyant maybe as Cortez is, and it's consistent, but it's still not the timing that you're used to. Fouled away again. This is a good at-bat right now by Irvin. He's just taking what the pitcher gives him and trying to protect the plate, making Snipes throw a lot of pitches here. Pitch in the dirt. Ball gets away, but not far enough away for Jose Gonzalez to score from third. Just underway here in the first inning of game number 2 of this doubleheader. Wildcats already have a 1-0 lead. And second and third one out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sky high pop, shallow right. It is going to be caught. And a great throw in from right by Devon Mims to keep Gonzalez at third. So now there's 2 away. And here's Colton Olison.
We saw in the first game the right fielder just charged the ball and got up under it and caught it. Didn't have any momentum throwing the home plate, but this time he got his crow hop in and made a great throw to the plate.
Here's Colton. Had a ground rule double. Ball outside. And 3 RBI last game. A sac fly to score 1, and then an RBI single through the middle to really break the game open in the 9th. That scored 2 runs. And he grounds one through the left side. That's going to be a base hit. Scoring is Gonzalez. Here comes Dufresne to the plate. The throw is way offline behind the plate, and it's a 2 RBI double for Colton Olison. He's done it again.
Olison has a hot bat in the lineup. He just drilled that thing in between second and short and didn't stop at first base on the throw. He made it over to second base. Cat's up right now, 3-0.
And this is the kind of start you want against a team like Valley. You want to assert your dominance early, get your pitcher some run support, and try and go home early, right? Not that you would ever think that that's going to happen, but second game of a doubleheader, you'd like to think it could. Here is the beginning of the players that do not play a lot. Frankie Feblis gets one right between the shoulder blades, first pitch to him.
Between the 1 and the 0. On his jersey.
So third free pass offered by Snipes in the inning. 2 hit by pitches and a walk.
He's at 28 pitches.
And now here's Jamie Villafane. I'm going to look and see when the last time Villafane had a plate appearance. First pitch to him, breaking ball misses outside. Because it has been quite a while. The senior from Pembroke Pines has been out with a hand injury and been relegated to pinch running. The 1-0. Low skip to the plate. Over the head of the catcher. Goes to the backstop. The runners move up 90 feet. Olison to third. Feblis to second. That's the third wild pitch of the inning already by Snipes. And
no action in the bullpen.
He does not have it here in the first inning. And this is kind of how they started on Friday with Whitfield on the mound. The 2-0. There's a strike, slider 2-1. Whitfield gave up 2 runs in the first, 4 free passes. He was out by the end of the second inning. Villafane skies one down the first baseline. This will be a long run for Mims, and he makes the catch on the move. His momentum carries him into the bullpen, but that's the end of the inning. But 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 left. And the Wildcats take a 3-0 lead as we head to the second here on the CatEye Network. Top 2 here at Jackie Robinson. Wildcats already with a 3-0 lead. Daniel Gaviria trying to work with some run support here. First pitch a strike outside corner to the left fielder Aaron Coates. His first appearance of the series. Coates batting .250 on the year, playing in his 21st game outside ball 1, count 1-1.
I think that's Benny Hernandez at the plate.
Is it Hernandez? Oh, it is Hernandez. My apologies. Coach is on deck. 1-1. Hernandez lifts it over to Frayne at first and down the line for a base hit. He's going to try and go to second, and it's bobbled by Figueroa, and he's going to be in there with a double. Benny Hernandez continues his strong weekend. He had 2 hits, including a double on Friday, and now he's got a leadoff double here. Little blooper over the first baseman's head.
Yeah. Right fielder got to it in time, but then he bobbled it over by the bullpen, and it just turned into a slide at second base.
If Figueroa fields that cleanly,
he got him.
He got him at second. But now, 1 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. This is Aaron Coates, who is playing in his 21st game of the year. 16 runs on 14 hits, 5 doubles, a homer, and 7 RBI for Coates. And he gets a wave and miss from Gaviria 0-2. And just like Marcus Gamboa in the first game today, Daniel Gaviria is someone who needs a good, solid outing on the mound to brim up his confidence going into the back half of the schedule. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. This time Escobar throws it over to first. A leap by Escobar to Soufrain to complete the strikeout. And there's one down. We saw Friday a ball squirt by Escobar on a strike 3, and the runner end up on first.
He made a great throw though.
Here's
First
Jack.
base.
Here's Jack Early now playing catcher today. First 2 games of this series, he played second base. Low and inside ball 1 from Gaviria. Daniel with a 5.40 ERA, right on the staff ERA for Bethune-Cookman, around 5.41. 1-0, inside ball 2.
He's moving the ball more around more in this game than I've seen him this season. He's trying to hit the corners inside and outside because he throws to contact. He throws in the strike zone, but he's picking his corners now.
He is one of the pitchers as a pitch catches the outside corner 2-1. One of the pitchers that Johnny Hernandez said that is almost, he's got more velocity as the season has gone on, but it's almost been working to his detriment as he's been a little bit wild, as that one's fouled away 2-2.
He's overthrowing pitches, trying to compensate for being behind on in the count. So he's trying to throw a little harder, and he's not finding the plate like he should.
Yep. That one in the air behind second base. Olesen catches it. Nice play by Colton, and there's 2 away. That's a tougher play than it looks, even though it's just a little flare to the second baseman.
But anytime you see Daniel sawing off the bat in their hands like they're doing, must be some good rotation on that ball.
Here's Elias Pena, the Central Florida kid, gets a nice pop from the crowd.
All his folk in time.
Yep. Outside ball 1. Had a great game on Friday. Didn't feature in the first game of the doubleheader today. Pena 0 for 3 at the plate, but did terrific things at third base. Diving catches, started 2 double plays. Inside corner strike 1, 1-1. And it's important as well for Daniel Gaviria to not let the double hurt. Yes, you can give up hits, but you got to scatter them. That one in the air, shallow center. This will be a long run for Smith. He'll let it go. Olesen fades back, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. 2 pop-ups to Olesen on the shallow outfield, and the double by Hernandez is negated. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Wildcats trying to improve on a 3-0 lead here on the CatEye Network. Nine-hole hitter coming up for the Wildcats as we start the bottom of the second. BCU has a 3-0 lead over Mississippi Valley. A.J. Smith, who came into pinch run and scored the final run of the game for Bethune-Cookman, the 6th run in that first game of the doubleheader, will bat now against James Snipes, who gave up 3 in the first. That's a nice piece of hitting. First pitch swinging, drills it on the line to left field. There's a base hit.
I was just about to say I would love to see him at the plate because you usually see him as a pinch runner. Now he's a runner on. Now he's dangerous.
And it's Daniel Figueroa, who was hit by a pitch, came around to score on the Manny Soufrain double. And we talked about it so much in the first game. Now Manny Sufrain has to hit opposite field. Where was that double? Left center. Going down to second is Smith. He is way there in front of the tag. Did he come off the base? No.
Like he did.
Almost overslid the bag there, but he gets a stolen base. I think A.J. Smith going on the first pitch there was as certain as the sky being blue. and now Figueroa could potentially bunt him over to third.
He might earn his way in the lineup. You know that?
Just with his speed alone. Yeah. Especially if he can get the bat going.
And if he can play solid outfield, too.
Snipes disengages to check back to second. Figueroa stands in. The count is 1-0. First pitch was a ball. Snipes deals inside, ball 2. Snipes looks like he's got a bobblehead out there looking back and forth. Second to home, second to home.
He was trying to make up his mind whether he's going to step off again. He can't. He just stepped off one time.
Well, he can't. I don't think he can step off without throwing the ball over.
No.
Now he throws the ball over, and Smith is back in there. Nobody was really covering the bag.
That's what he wanted to do the first time. He just couldn't get his timing right.
You got to be careful, because if you throw that one into center field and Smith gets a head start, he could be home.
He'd be sitting in the dugout by the time you pick up that ball.
Yeah. It's 2-0 to Figueroa. Here's the pitch. Swinging a grounder towards third, and it's off the glove of the third baseman, and everybody is safe.
That's another infield single.
It was attempted to be a diving stop by Weaver, who's playing third, instead of Pena. It dribbled to the shortstop, Ofariel Ortiz, and he couldn't make the play. Infield single for Figueroa. And now runners on the corners with nobody out. And guess who? It's the RBI machine, Garrett Chun, up to the plate.
He got to be licking his chops right about now.
He was up in a similar position on Friday, and I said to Bryce, this is the most Garrett Chun at-bat as he squares the bunt. Runner goes, throw down to second. Smith is coming home. Here's the throw to the plate. Smith is safe. And now they go to third because the catcher early dropped the ball. Mississippi Valley tried to do the exact same thing, have the second baseman cut off the throw and throw it back, but A.J. Smith is just too fast.
We talked about it. I said we're going to see that in the second game, but you have the right guy on third base. Here comes the coach out for Mississippi Valley State. Now that we got a break in action, I'm looking down in the right field bullpen, and then the gate's wide open. Back when I worked for the Tartugas, there was a guy who used to come to the ball game. He has 2 sons playing Class A baseball, one for Dunedin and one for Lakeland. He used to sit outside the gate by the name of Roger Clemens. I used to go out there, take him his drinks and his food, and walk him into the bathroom because all the kids were hounding him for autographs. So Roger would radio me in. I would go out there to the outfield gate, see what Roger wanted. Oh, you want Coke and a hot dog? I'll be right back. But Roger had a son, one of his sons that played for Dunedin, hit 3 home runs one night over the Jumbotron, and Roger waved it off like,
That's a great story. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Roger would never come in. He would sit right out there in the outside gate.
See, this is why I was talking to Bryce last night. He said, we got to get somebody in for the doubleheader. I got to be over at football. I said, Daryl will be perfect because he'll just tell stories for 4 hours and we'll get out of there.
Glad you guys called me down.
That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over to first, and the ball gets away. Chun going to second. Scoring from third is Figueroa. It's an error on the shortstop and another run for the Cats. Figueroa scores from third on what should have been a sacrifice by Garrett Chun, but it's a muffed throw by the shortstop, Jordani Ofariel Ortiz. The 2 big miscues that have been made by the Mississippi Valley defense is in steps Jose Gonzalez. They throw back to second. They got him. Whoa, he was way out.
Yeah.
Well, Garrett Chun
fell asleep
and can't make do on the error. So the error by Ofariel Ortiz doesn't come to mean anything. There's one away in the inning. This one's hit high in the air to left field and deep.
Back.
Track. Wall. Adios, amigos. Over the DME sign in left field. Jose Gonzalez with his 4th of the year, a team high. And the Wildcats take a 5-0 lead. That was a bomb. That was almost exactly where Rivera hit one on Friday night. There's only one person wearing maroon and gold who feels bad right now.
Got second base.
It's Garrett Chun.
Yeah.
Because he thinks, I could have been home on a 2-run homer. Here's Manny Sufrain outside ball 1. So 3 already in the inning. I've said the score wrong twice now. It is 6-0 Bethune-Cookman. It's been a long day. Still only 1 out in the inning. Sufrain facing a 2-0 count from Snipes' pitch. There's a strike outside corner. Snipes pitched against Bethune-Cookman in the second game of the doubleheader up in Jackson, where the Wildcats won 10-5. He went 4 innings, only gave up 1 run on 3 hits as a middle reliever. Struck out 1, didn't walk anybody, so very efficient. But today, the Wildcats have jumped all over him. And this one's off the end of the bat, high in the air to the left, trailing back, and making the catch is Aaron Coates, 2 away. And here's Irvin Escobar. But what I meant to say before the home run is the 2 big miscues, the fielders that ran into each other in the left on the Sufrain RBI double, and the misplay at third, the 2 guys that have not really played in the field so far in this series, Aaron Coates and Yordanio Ortiz.
And it's showing now.
First pitch, a strike to Escobar. Irvin flied out to right his first time up, and he lines this one down the left field line. Towards the corner, that's going to one-hop the wall. Escobar digging for second. Here comes the throw. Escobar is in there with a sliding double. That is about as hard as I've seen Irvin Escobar hit the ball all season.
We were talking during the break about how he measured him the first time up. He fouled him off about 8, 9 times. This time he saw the fastball he wanted. He drilled it into left field.
For a second, I thought that one was going to sneak over that low wall down there in the corner, but it just one-hopped it. And now here's Colton Olison, who hit a 2 RBI double back in the first to make it 3-0. He lines one to right field. There's a base hit. Escobar's going to hold at third. A nice throw from right field by Devon Mims. That's 2 times now Mims has saved a run.
Yeah, Mims playing great right field. Like I said, in the first ball game, he kind of didn't measure a pop-up, and he got up under it. That time, he had his momentum into the throw.
Here's Frankie Feblis, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, stranded on second in the first. The Wildcats 2 batters away from batting around here with 2 down in the second.
I think they're trying to go home early tonight.
Yeah, I think they are. First pitch from Snipes, foul back. This is the biggest offensive explosion early in a game I think I've seen from BCU. I'd have to go back and check the logs. They had 6 in the first 2 innings against Stetson on Tuesday. And now they've got 6 in the first 2 innings again here. They had 5 in the first 2 innings on Friday night. And another check back over to first. Runners on the corners after 2 straight hits. Escobar the double down the left field line, and Olison the single through the right side. Olison 2 for 2 after we were decrying that he needed a good weekend at the plate. Breaking ball doesn't catch the inside corner. Feblis the count 1-1. And all Colton Olison has done over the last 3 games is have 6 hits and 5 RBI. How's that for a turnaround?
Absolutely great.
1-1 to Feblis. Straight down the middle, strike 2.
Where's Feblis from? He's a
Frankie Feblis is from Hialeah down in Miami.
I figured he was a South Florida kid. I think I remember. I'm going.
And now we've got Olison in a rundown between first and second. They're going to go home. Escobar is safe. They throw to second. Olison is safe. Wow. They got Olison in a rundown between first and second. Escobar scampered home from third.
And Olison's dead tired on second base.
Olison standing on second. Unbelievable.
Just the little things, man. Little things that this team is doing now that's showing huge on the scoreboard. We saw it in the first two games.
I'm not even sure how to score that. I guess
we got to go back and look at the replay. They got to be.
I'm just going to give it stolen base for now.
Since it's not an out, we don't have to go by the numbers 6, 9, 1, 3, 2.
I'm not doing all that.
Wasn't any outs there, so we don't have to do that.
Not for my book. Ground ball towards third from Feblis. And making the play at first with a nice pick off the turf is Will Menendez. That's the end of the inning, but the Wildcats get 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and leave 1. And at the end of 2 complete, it is 7-0 Bethune-Cookman here on the CatEye Network. Top 3 here at the Jack. Wildcats way on top, 7-0 after a 4 spot in the second. It'll be Yordani Ofaril Ortiz, the shortstop, to lead off for Mississippi Valley State. Daniel Gaviria back on the mound. And it's important for Daniel, as here's the first pitch. Ground ball towards third, charging Feblis. He will throw him out as a nice pick from Sufrain prevents that one from going into the outfield.
It's good that he got that first pitch out. So we talked about how he struggled this year on the mound. He has a great lead right now. He needs to pitch well to get that confidence that we need coming down the latter part of the season.
And what you can't do if you're Gaviria is turn this into a practice thing. You got to continue to do your thing, hit your spots, keep the velocity up. Because like every team in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, if you let Mississippi Valley hit you, they will, and they'll get back into this game. Outside ball, 2 quick pitches outside from Gaviria. Something that I've noticed with Daniel today is he is working extremely fast inside, caught the corner for strike 1.
And that's when he pitches well. Once he finds that rhythm, when he pitches fast like this, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
Check swing, gonna go? No. The ball is upstairs, 3-1. The batter is Devon Mims, who's had a decent first 2 games of this series. He fouls one off 3-2. He's scored the only 2 runs
since they've been in town.
The Delta Devils have. One in the 3rd on Friday and one in the 8th earlier this afternoon. The first game of our doubleheader. Gaviria deals 3-2, fouled away off the end of the bat. He's looking for that swing and miss breaking ball outside corner.
And I'm looking at the pitch clock, and he's using 6 seconds in between pitches.
Gavi is in a groove right now. Here's the pitch. But it's low ball 4. That's his second walk. And we said this with Bocabello last night. For someone who's come in with only 10 walks on the season, he's already given up 2. And Tanner only had 7 walks on the season going into last night. Had 2 in the first 3 innings, didn't walk anybody again. Pitched 8 full innings last. So hopefully Gaviria can turn it around. And now is where Daniel starts to struggle when he has to deal with runners on base and can't get into that rhythm. First pitch high, back to the top of the order to Draylen Holmes, who grounded out to short his first time up. It was a nice play by Villafane to get him. 1-0. Caught the inside corner. So
They take 10 seconds now.
Last game, the home plate umpire Charles Reddick was given a wide outside.
Not this game.
This game, Gary Maudlin's given a little bit of a wider inside.
Mm-hmm.
Hit in the air, high down the first base line. That will be fouled and missed by much.
It's 325 down in right field. Is that 325?
325 to right, 317 to left. And a little short ball.
Yeah, short porch to left.
400 to dead center. I've only ever seen one person hit one out of here to dead center in a college game, and that was Manny Sufrain earlier this season, where he hit one to the top of the batter's eye against Maine. Breaking ball swing and a foul tip right at home plate. He had Holmes all crossed up on that one. The sun just beginning to think about heading to the horizon here in Daytona Beach. About 6:45 local time.
Still a beautiful day in Daytona Beach.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day.
I think I'm going to Oyster Pub after this.
About 80 degrees, wind lazily blowing out towards left field. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, swing, and it's in the dirt. Strike 3 called, but the wild pitch will allow Mims to go to second. For second strikeout of the game for Gaviria. And both of them have been dropped third strikes by Escobar.
That's unusual.
We had a problem with that on Friday night as well. Irvin, again, such an incredible defensive catcher, as is Rodriguez.
I need to check his glove when I go down there.
In the dirt, ball 1 to Maury Weaver, who walked his first time up. To this point, Gaviria has only faced 2 more than the minimum. The 2 walks, the only blemishes on his record. The 1-0. Runner goes to third, hit and run, foul away.
You know, Irvin's girlfriend works for me, so I asked him before the game, "Where's India?" Oh, she's on the way. That's a lucky charm there. She should be sitting up under the grandstand by now.
I spoke to Marcos Gamboa's dad in between games. He's downstairs watching. Spinner throw back, and he's out. What a great pickoff move from Gaviria. Throws it straight to Olesen, and Mims was caught in no man's land. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, and no one left on. And we go to the bottom of the third. Wildcats trying to extend their 7-0 lead here on the CatEye Network. Jamie Villafane leads off for Bethune-Cookman. As the Wildcats have sent 9 to the plate in each of the first 2 innings, they have 7 runs. Squares to bunt, takes his strike. There's Villafane. He flied out to right to end the first on a nice catch by Mims. Right on the line. James Snipes still on the hill for Mississippi Valley, bounces one to the plate. 1-1. And we noticed in between the innings that there is nobody in the Mississippi Valley State bullpen, and you think that maybe just this is James Snipes' game to fall on his sword and give the bullpen a rest for
They're
tomorrow.
saving them for tomorrow. Rest of the bullpen.
1-1, hammered down the left field line, foul. It's that off speed that Snipes is throwing, little change up, and the Wildcats have just not timed it yet. They're still way out in front of it. But if somebody times it up, like Jose Gonzalez did, it is going a mile. Gonzalez had the home run to left in the second, inning where the Wildcats plated 4 runs. Villafañe courts one towards third, fielded on 2 hops by Weaver, and there's one away. So Villafañe 0 for 2. Here's A.J. Smith, who took the first pitch he saw to left field, then stole second, went to third on the single by Figueroa, and stole home in the double steal. And he was so fast that even though Mississippi Valley played that double steal pretty well, Smith was in safely, breaking ball strike 1. That is the benefit of having someone like A.J. Smith who is so fast. He just kind of changes the math on you. He puts this one in the air, left center. That's going to be another base hit.
That's going to be 2 for him.
Smith racing towards second. He's there before the ball even gets back in.
I got to call Coach Woody and say, hey, you got to come look at this kid here, man. This kid's flying around the bases. Achievement of that list. By the time they picked that ball up, he was already at second base.
Single in the first, double in the second. A.J. Smith can fly, and now with 1 out, here's Daniel Figueroa, who's scored twice already. Hit by pitch in the first, single in the second. And Snipes deep. That one's hit hard to left field, but not deep. Coates makes the catch. A.J. Smith will not go to third. Nice throw.
A.J. Smith is going to make this team a different dynamic whenever he's in the lineup, either as a pinch runner or starting in the outfield. He makes this a different ball club with that speed.
He's almost like Highland Hall was last year.
Absolutely.
It's somebody that
Highland hit that long ball, though.
Well, yeah, he had the more power, and he also played left field than Highland, but he's got that same kind of speed that, again, changes the math for opposing defense.
This kid's going to make some things happen.
Hit high in the air to left field by Garrett Shun. Catch is made by Coach, and that ends the inning. No runs on 1 hit by Smith, the double, and 1 left. And we go to the 4th first empty inning for the Wildcats. It's 7-0 VCU here on the CatEye Network. We'll be back after a word from your Southeast Toyota dealers. I'm here with Coach Hernandez before the...
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota RAV4. Offer valid through April 30th, 2024. 0 down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.08 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Ari Weaver, the senior from Fayetteville, Georgia, will lead off for Mississippi Valley here in the top of the 4th. Wildcats have a 7-0 lead. And Daniel Gaviria, to this point, is not allowed a hit. No, excuse me, 1 hit. The double by Benny Hernandez.
Okay.
That was down the first base line.
I was thinking he had a sneaky stat going there for a minute.
Just the 1 hit by Gaviria inside ball 1. Weaver, in his first appearance, walked and was stranded on first in the second. 1-0. There's a strike outside corner. 1-1. Not sure who's going to be the starting pitcher tomorrow for BCU because they've used their main 3 weekend starters in the first 3 games of the series. It might be a bullpen day with a Joel Correa getting the start, or maybe even a Yoancel Diaz getting 2 spot innings like they did on Thursday. 2-1. Did he go? Yes, and it's 2-2.
This is our first time playing a 4-game series, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, that's why the rotation is like this.
Oh, that's a beauty. Curveball, strike 3. And down goes Maury Weaver. 3rd K of the day for Gaviria.
Because Daniel usually pitches on Sunday.
Yep.
And he's pitching on a Saturday. Maybe that's the difference in,
Well,
less day rest.
This is just, and again, it's the 3rd game of the series.
And he's seen the batters too,
First pitch outside to Will Menendez. Grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the first. Gaviria will work quickly. Pumps a fastball right down the middle. Gaviria, of the 3 main starters, probably has the slowest overall velocity. As here's a 1-1. Off the end of the bat, flared into right field, moving in Figueroa, and he has to let it bounce in front of him. It's a base hit. Just a little flare off the knob of the bat. And there's 1 on with 1 down. But I'll finish my point about Gaviria. He might have the best movement on his pitches of anybody in the starting rotation for the Wildcats, between him, Gamboa, and Bocabella. Here's Benny Hernandez, who blooped a double down the first baseline his first time up. He's got Menendez on first with 1 out. First pitch, a ball down low. But everybody on this team is going to be needed in some capacity come tournament time. 1-0 pitch. High pop on the infield. It's going to be caught behind second base by Jamie Villafañe. And there's 2 away in the inning. But even on Friday, when you saw Sebastian Garrido, who'd only pitched 3 times before then in the season, come in and get the final 3 outs, it's important to keep everybody fresh and everybody in game shape because you're going to need guys like that towards the end of the year. Here's Aaron Coates, who made 2 catches out in left field in the last inning. First pitch, a strike. But another drop pitch by Escobar behind the plate doesn't let it roll too far away, and Menendez stays at first. Cut miss at a fastball low, and it's 0-2.
He had some velo on that one, man. I haven't seen him throw the ball that hard all year.
Here, again, Coach Hernandez said Gaviria's velo is up. But sometimes it's to his detriment if he misses his spots. Didn't miss his spot right there. Another K, 2 in the inning for Gaviria. He doesn't let the base hit bother him. Yeah. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 7-0 Bethune-Cookman here on the CatEye Network. Apologies for the slight technical hiccup in between the innings. We are back here at the Jack. 7-0 Bethune-Cookman, game 2 of our doubleheader. Michael Torello, Darryl Natil coming at you from the baseball diamond instead of the football field.
Where's that?
Earlier today, had the football spring game hit in the air to center field. And the catch is made over the head by Draylon Holmes to begin the inning. That was off the bat of Jose Gonzalez, who hit the home run in the second and walked and scored in the first.
This ball had some carry on it. He was almost on, 395 feet out there.
Yep. Jose Gonzalez is mashing the baseball right now. Again, if that's anywhere other than dead center, it probably has a chance to get over the wall. Here's Manny Sufrain. Had a 2 RBI double in the first. There's a breaking ball strike outside corner. And then he flew out to left in the second.
You can see the book. They're going to start him with a breaking ball on the outside every time.
And they're going to keep doing it. There's a fastball outside corner. They're just going to keep pitching him down and away until he proves that he can consistently hit it. But that double to left center back in the first tells me that he is working his way towards consistently
hitting that ball to
opposite
the left side, right. That's going to be the key once he turns pro, too.
1-2. That one is hammered to left field, but straight at Mims, who makes the catch.
He got one to pull. He just couldn't get it up in the air.
Lined it out to right, and now quickly 2 away. Here's Irvin Escobar, who flied out to right in the first and then hit a ball as hard as I've seen Irvin Escobar hit a ball for a double down the third base line in the second. Eventually came around to score on the chaos that was the Colton Olison rundown. Breaking ball, outside ball 1. If you missed that, Olison was caught between first and second while trying to steal. While he was in a rundown, Irvin Escobar made his way home. Escobar pops it up to left. Coming in and making the catch is Coates. 1, 2, 3, go the Cats. But to finish my point, Olison was caught in a rundown between first and second. Escobar, who was on third, scampered home. They threw home, didn't get Escobar, threw back to second, didn't get Olison, and everybody was safe. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, go the Cats. We go to the fifth. 7-0 Bethune-Cookman here on the CatEye Network. Defensive change for Bethune-Cookman as we swiftly hit the fifth. Second game of our doubleheader. Wildcats lead 7-0. Jason Hodges is now playing right field in place of Daniel Figueroa as coach. All right, Figueroa is now playing left. Hodges in right. And Garrett Chun is out of the game.
Is it me or is the scoreboard look like it's working with the Jumbotron? You can see the
it's been working.
Okay. Just couldn't see it because of the sun.
The batter is Aaron Coates. No, correction, the batter is Jack Early. As he fouls one off, and it's 0-2 quickly. Early takes one low, 1-2. But again, Hodges in right. Figueroa moves from right to left. Chun out of the ball game. That's the defensive change for Bethune-Cookman as Coach Hernandez starts to empty the bench. Ground ball right back to Gaviria on the mound. He throws him out, and there's one down.
We talked about the last couple of innings. him getting himself under control on the mound, getting some good confidence. Now he looks like the old DG that I know.
The Daniel Gaviria last year who had a 4.41 ERA and was named preseason SWAC Pitcher of the Year in this season. First pitch, a strike inside to Elias Pena.
Well, he hit a groove last year about 6 games where he was like unhittable.
There was a game, the last homestand against Jackson State, ground ball up the middle. There's a base hit for Pena. No, MVSU's getting about 1 hit per inning, but Gaviria hasn't let it bother him.
His whole family is down there. They got a whole section.
That'll bring up Yordanio for Real Ortiz.
Double play right here.
But yeah, the game last year against Jackson State went 5 1/3, gave up only 1 earned run, striking out 3 against Jackson State in the last game of the season. Last homestand of the season. First pitch is strike though for Real Ortiz. Second pitch is swing and a miss and a ball down low. 0-2. But this year it's been a little bit shaky for Gaviria. Has had tough outings against Maine and against Jackson State and Alabama A&M, but he settled in tonight. 0-2. Breaking ball hit softly behind shortstop. That's going to drop in the Bermuda Triangle for a base hit.
Hit it where they ain't, somebody used to say, and that's what he did right there. Hit it right in between the shortstop and the center fielder. A little bloop single.
So now the Delta Devils really threaten for the first time in the game, as there's first and second and nobody out. And here's Devon Mims, the 9-hole hitter who's scored both of the runs for Jackson State so far in this series. He's trying to turn provider here. First pitch to him is a ground ball foul outside of third.
I think to Daniel's, tenuity, a lot of people have seen him now for a couple of years, so most teams know what to look for when they see him.
He'll come home with it. Mims puts the bunt back, takes ball outside. Count 1-1. There is nothing like a Daytona Beach sunset over beautiful. Jackie Robinson Ballpark. Fouled away 1-2.
It's a Chamber of Commerce today here. Beautiful. At Bethune-Cookman today, they had over 600 kids, man, on campus today. They was junior day. Kids everywhere on tours. Beautiful afternoon on the campus of BCU.
Here's the pitch. Great turn. Count is 2-2 on Mims. 1 out in the inning. Pena on second. Ortiz on first after back-to-back blues. Pitch. Runners go. Ground ball short. And the first is the only play. Sufrain picks it out of the dirt. The runners advance on the hit and run. Devon Mims out 6-3.
Wasn't for the hit and run. That would have been a double play.
It would. And Villafane over at short looked to second. Almost thought he was going to take it to the second base bag himself. Realized he didn't have any time. Just tossed it across.
Great decision. Right, you get the battering out of it. And that's your toughest. Are they putting him on?
Yeah, they're going to put Darylin Holmes. That's the second time he's been intentionally walked in the series.
But Johnny has been rolling the dice all weekend, man. He was making some great calls.
And that'll bring up Maury Weaver. Was 1 for 4 with a base hit in the first game today. And then had 2 base hits, 2 for 4 in Friday night's game with 2 strikeouts. First pitch from Gaviria. There's a nice pitch. Strike inside.
That's a good place to start right there with the inside fastball. Now you got an opportunity now to get him off balance right here.
Runners at every base. Wildcats unblemished 7-0 lead being threatened, the ball low.
We need Irvin to be kind of solid behind that plate right now.
He's had not the greatest series as a defensive catcher. That ball high, 2-1. I just think Gaviria needs to throw strikes here.
Yeah, off speed right down the middle. Let him hit it around the ground.
He works quickly, and you got it right. And he popped it up behind the plate. Escobar tracking near the net. He makes the catch. Daniel Gaviria gets out of the jam, gets Weaver to pop up. No runs, 2 hits, bases left loaded. We go to the 6th inning. We're reaching the bottom of the 5th. 7-0 Bethune-Cookman here on the CatEye Network. Colton Olison leads off the bottom of the 5th for Bethune-Cookman. They lead at 7-0. Colton 2 for 2 in this game with a 2 RBI double back in the first. There's a changeup outside. James Snipes just threw his pitch number 68, and we're in the 5th. Been a rough day on the mound for James, as Olison fouls one off 0-2. Snipes, in games that we have pitch data for, his longest outing was 61 against Alabama A&M 2 weeks ago. So he is Olison in the air to left center, right in the middle of the 2 fielders, and that time the communication is there as Draylon Holmes makes the catch.
You saw the left fielder just give up on it. You didn't want to collide with the center fielder. Center fielder's playing way out of position.
And that was the Manny Sufrain 2 RBI double back in the first, right? Those two came together and couldn't catch the ball. And you saw the more experienced Draylon Holmes call off Coates in left. First pitch, a ball low to Frankie Feblis, who was hit by a pitch in the first, stranded on second, and grounded out to third in the second. He swings and misses behind on the fastball. Was almost expecting the off speed there, and it's 1-1.
Snipes like a sniper that time.
I mean, he's got it together. He doesn't have any strikeouts, but he's been forcing some pretty tame pop-outs the last 2 innings or so.
Going for the pan tar. Do they still use pan tar in baseball?
It's illegal now. Can't use anything to get an extra grip.
God.
Except the
I
rosin
used to love that stuff. I used to have it on my batting helmet.
bag. Can't use anything except the rosin bag. Oh, and they're gonna get charged a timeout.
Let's listen to see if we can pick up what Johnny is saying.
Well, he said you're gonna charge us with an offensive timeout because he needed to adjust his bat because the bat slipped out of his hand. And we'll see the result of that as the umpires get together. 7-0 here. Wildcats would love to tack on a couple more and get out of here early. They tried to do it on Friday night.
You can hear them.
Yeah.
No
timeout.
No timeout.
Okay.
Got a great microphone there, Mike.
Yeah, it's the one over there.
He's picking up everything.
I noticed yesterday that you couldn't really hear the crowd noise on the playback, so I bumped the microphone up a little bit today.
You can hear everything tonight.
Pitch to Feblis, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Feblis just all crossed up on that slider. And they've let Snipes get into a rhythm. And they did do this with Bennett on Friday night, too, after getting up early. They kind of let the pitcher cruise through the middle innings without putting any more pressure on. Not really pressuring the run rule. Here's the 1-2, fouled away. We'll be back here tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern for game number 4, as the Wildcats will hopefully look to go for the sweep. They can close out this one. Snipes, swing and a miss from Feblis.
And a fist pump from Snipes.
That's the first strikeout of the game for James Snipes.
I guess he was due for one, huh?
Yeah, there's 2 away in the inning, and here's Jamie Villafañe, who's hit the ball hard both times, but he's grounded out to third and flied out to right in his 2 plate appearances. Villafañe is somebody that the Wildcats would love to get the bat going because they would love to put him back on the left side of the infield full time. Partner with Ramses Cordova, who has taken the second game of the doubleheader off. Outside, 1-1. And I would expect to see a pretty heavily rotated roster tomorrow, too. A lot of innings on these legs for the Wildcats. They will play their 6th game in as many days tomorrow. Thankfully, they don't have a midweeker to worry about next week, so they have a whole week off as they prepare for a trip to Alabama A&M. There's a strike outside corner 2-2 next Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We played 26 innings almost 3 days, 2 days.
Hit off the end of the bat, shallow right. The second baseman, Pena, calls it off for the Wildcats for the 2nd inning in a row. Go 1, 2, 3, and we go to the 6th. 7-0 Bethune-Cookman. You're on the CatEye Network. Daniel Gaviria is still on the mound for Bethune-Cookman as we hit the 6th inning. It'll be Will Menendez, the first batter he faces. First pitch to him. Side corner. We were talking during the break about potentially this maybe being Gaviria's last inning, even if he does still look pretty good because the Wildcats want to get some work out of the bullpen. Hit high in the air to center field. Racing back Smith. He will get there to make the play right on the track.
That kid has incredible wheels. That ball was hit way over his head. He just got back there quickly and settled up under it.
He looks like he's hardly moving when he's just sprinting out there. Now here's Benny Hernandez, who's had maybe the best weekend of anybody in a Mississippi Valley State uniform at the plate. 2 hits on Friday, 1 in the first game, and already a double in this game. And he grounds one to deep short and through for a base hit. He's been the only Mississippi Valley State player to continuously figure out this BCU pitching staff.
I think he likes the beach and the river. He loves Daytona Beach. He's hitting that ball.
And now it'll be Aaron Coates 0 for 2, strikeout, ground out. One on, one out here in the sixth. First pitch, a ball low. Gaviria is still trying to whip that fastball in there.
You hear it pop in the mitt.
1-0. And something interesting that I've noticed about Gaviria is that he always pitches the same, whether there's runners on base or not. He doesn't have stretch or windup differential. Ground ball up the middle. Cintrone fields on to second for one. Villafana to first. Yeah, not in time by barely half a step.
He did a pirouette at second base. If he just come off and just throw it, he may have gotten it, but he had to spin to throw the ball, and that gave the runner a couple of more steps.
So there's 2 outs and a runner on for Jack early. And now Coach Hernandez is going to talk to the first base umpire and say, hey, are you sure he was safe? And then the umpire's going to say, yes, I'm sure. We can't review it, so the call is going to stand. But anyway, Xavier Cintrone has replaced Colton Olison at second. I forgot to mention that at the top of the inning. Already 2 changes for Bethune-Cookman, with Figueroa replacing Chun and Hodges replacing Figueroa, Hodges in right. Now Cintrone instead of Olison at second. He made a good play there. It was chopped up the middle. He fielded it behind second base, underhanded it to Villafana.
Now they're going to talk about it. Let's see what happens here. But they're not going to reverse it.
Again, I don't think they're going to reverse it. And they're just.
And of course, in Mississippi Valley, he's looking like, what's going on here? Bang, bang play. He's safe. Yeah. He's safe.
First-year head coach for the Delta Devils, C.J. Bilbray. He's got a lot of work to do to turn this program around, but it has been done in Ada Bena before. 4 SWAC championships in the mid-2000s.
Really?
Yeah. 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jack Early, the batter. And a pick off to first to try and get Coates. Ground ball towards third and through everybody. Long throw by Villafana. Out at first. What a play! Jamie Villafana with a highlight reel.
Standing ovation from the Wildcat fans. He dove into the gap on his rear end, threw that ball across the diamond, and got the runner. Wow.
Wow
again.
What a way to close an inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Wildcats still up 7-0 because of some great defense here on the CatEye Network.
We ain't nobody doing it.
A.J. Smith leads off for Bethune-Cookman. 9-hole hitter in the 6th inning. He's 2 for 2. Singled in the second, doubled in the third, both to left center. And he swings and misses at a sweeper out front of him. And it's 0-1. AJ Smith keeps having days like this. He's got to make a case for playing his way into the starting lineup. I know somebody that played their way into the starting lineup in the back half of the year last year and ended up keeping that job all the way through the tournament. Good old Manny Sufrain.
Oh, yeah. Man, it was hurt, too. Came back.
Smith pops it up third base side. Behind the play, the shortstop, O'Farrell, makes the catch. One away. That's the first piece of soft contact for A.J. Smith today. His single and his double have both been rockets. Back to the top of the order. And here's Daniel Figueroa, who's now playing left field. And Figueroa does what A.J. Smith did the first two times he came up, and rockets one to left for a base hit.
Yeah, I was just about to compliment Snipe, saying he's settling in, but now he's going back like batting practice. He laid that in there, grooved it in there.
He had retired 10 Wildcats in a row before that base hit.
And now you see some action in the bullpen. Number 42, Jackie Robinson, going nuts. I was joking. 42 is warming up.
Slider strike.
You don't see many people wearing 42 in any sport.
This is Jason Hodges spinning a throwback to first. He's behind the count 0-1, 2 consecutive pickoff attempts to first. Hodges replaced Shun. He'll bat in the second spot. This is his first plate appearance. And the 0-1 from Snipes. Swinging and hitting the air to right field. Throwing back Mims. He is going to let it bounce over his head and go to the wall. Rounding third and coming home is Figueroa. He'll score. It's an RBI triple for Jason Hodges. And it's 8-0 Bethune-Cookman.
Jay Hodge, not seeing that much playing time, but when he getting an opportunity, he put that thing in the gap out by the Daytona State College sign in right field.
And Mims is no slow player out there, and he couldn't even track that down. It was over his head into the wall.
If that ball, if the wind isn't blowing to the left, that ball was out of here. The wind knocked it down.
And we'll have another pinch hitter, Michael Rodriguez. Michael Rodriguez, the freshman from Pembroke Pines, down in South Florida, West Broward High School product. Had his best game to date against Florida State. He had 2 hits, a run scored, and an RBI against the Seminoles in his one of only 2 starts on the season. It's this one to right field. There's a base hit. Scoring is Jason Hodges. 9-0 Cats. The bench came to play in the back half of this game.
Why would you bring the infield in? You're down. Play them at least halfway.
Michael Rodriguez is one of those freshmen that this coaching staff is so high on.
He's a cool customer.
I mean, in only 2 starts, in 16 at-bats, he's got 4 hits, a run, and now his first RBI of the season and of his college career.
And we got some kids, man. He and AJ show that they can play ball. They're going to be a great asset going down the stretch of the season.
And now here's Jack Gidcombe, another pinch hitter. And he watches one upstairs 2-0. Gidcombe batting in the DH spot.
He's a third catcher too, right?
Manny Sufrain. He is the third catcher. He doesn't play much behind. No, he plays first base behind Sufrain. And he hits one off the end of the bat, in the air, down the third baseline. Moving over, Coates squeezes it for out number 2.
Johnny's letting everybody get opportunity to swing the bat today.
Yep.
Here comes the coach out for Mississippi Valley. That's going to be all for Snipes.
And I wonder who's going to be the hitter. It looks like it will be Irvin Escobar, so he'll still be in the catch. And we will go for a pitching change. We'll meet the next Mississippi Valley State pitcher after this quick word from your Southeast Toyota dealers. This is Bethune-Cookman University Baseball on the CatEye Network.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for $329 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through April 30th, 2024. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.28 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
The new Valley State pitcher is fittingly for this ballpark, number 42, Craig McGee Jr. from Florissant, Missouri, around St. Louis. And he is a transfer from St. Louis at the Division II level. Making his 12th appearance of the season in 12 and 2/3 innings pitched, he's given up 20 runs on 22 hits, 18 earned. He's struck out 10 and walked 16. He's allowed 3 doubles, no triples, 3 homers, 4 wild pitches, 4 hit by pitches, and his ERA is 12.79. And he will come on to replace Snipes with 2 away in the inning. And Michael Rodriguez on first. McGee a righty, and the 1-0 is low, 2-0. Irvin Escobar, 1 for 3 in the game, but that one was a double, and he eventually came around to score in the chaos of a Colton Olson rundown, and that one gets by the catcher. Wild pitch is going to send Rodriguez to second.
Flirting with the 10-run rule here.
Yeah, it's not been a great start for McGee. 2 outs in the inning with the 10th run for the Wildcats on second in the form of Michael Rodriguez. The 3-0 is low inside, ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk to Irvin Escobar. Irvin's 3rd walk of the series. Had 2 on Friday, now 1 in this game. And replacing Colton Olson will be Xavier Cintron, the junior from Orlando. First pitch to him. Way outside, and Early has to reach to prevent that one from going to the backstop. With Rodriguez on second, a quick trip to the mound for Early as McGee has thrown 5 straight balls since entering the game in replace of Snipes.
Now, what's the name of that college team that the fans all begin to yell, ball 4?
That's
ball
Texas A&M.
A&M.
They're a different breed out there.
Oh, they sure are.
And the Aggies are really good. Ranked number 1 in the country until this weekend when they but they're still up there and one of those teams that's favored to win the national championship. 1-0. There's finally a strike to McGee. Final line on Snipes. He throws 91 pitches. Those 5 2/3 innings. This one popped high in the air behind second base. Tracking it is Ortiz. He makes the catch to end the inning. So the Wildcats get 2 runs on 3 hits and leave 2. And we go to the 7th inning, 9-0 Bethune-Cookman. Mississippi Valley trying to stave off the run rule here on the CatEye Network. Daniel Gaviria looking to continue his solid outing on the mound. He's thrown 75 pitches to this point. He'll face Elias Pena. As another change for Bethune-Cookman, Jack Gidcombe will be behind the plate. And Elias lifts this one into right, making the catch as Hodges. There's 1 away, 1 pitch. Well, that's an easy way to get you to a complete game if your opponents keep swinging at the first pitch and hitting lazy fly balls.
Making it easy for him.
Here's Yordanio for real Ortiz, who made the catch to end the bottom of the last inning. Way outside from Gaviria 1-0. So Gidcombe behind the plate. Irvin Escobar stays in the game. He'll play first base. As there's a strike. Nice frame job by Gidcombe. Gidcombe has played first in heavily rotated squads, but he's also played behind the plate. That time grounded to third. A nice pick by Feblis, who throws wildly, and it goes into the bullpen. It'll be a 2-base error for Yordanio for real Ortiz.
Made a great stop. Had plenty of time. He got it on the short hop. His throw across the diamond with Irvin Escobar now at first base was wide into the bullpen.
I don't even think that Sufrain would have gotten to that one. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Mississippi Valley State. Noah Bufford is going to pinch hit for Devon Mims. So Mims gets 2 plate appearances, and he walks and grounds out. Here's Bufford, the freshman from Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, we were just there. And he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1.
So if they get a run here, man, that goes away with the 10-run rule. Now they get 2.
Hinson Valley High School product is Bufford. And he swings and misses at 1 in the dirt. That breaking ball just went straight down.
Gaviria has some good stuff today.
Bufford has a .238 average in 21 at-bats. 3 runs on 5 hits, 3 RBI, and he swings at 3 straight pitches and misses 3 straight pitches for a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 on the game for Daniel Gaviria as he's at 82 pitches now. And back to the top of the order, here's Draylen Holmes with a runner on second. And 2 down, the error by Feblis, the blemish on this inning. There's only been 1 time in the ball game that Mississippi Valley State has failed to get a runner on. And that was the 3rd. Every other time they've had at least 1 runner on base. But still haven't come up with
anything.
Any in the runs column. As we play here in the 7th, Gaviria deals the 2-0, fouled away to the first base side. Checking in on some of the SWAC games from around the conference today.
What's happening in Tallahassee?
Yeah, the 2-1 is in the dirt, 3-1. Florida A&M beats Alabama A&M 17-11. It's been two crazy games because Friday it was 11-9. Texas Southern beats Southern 8-7. And that one's grounded to third, off the glove of Feblis into the left field. Well, Mississippi Valley State's going to get a run. It's an RBI single for Draylon Holmes. He comes up limping at first base. Not sure what happened there. But the error comes back to bite the Wildcats as an unearned run.
They're taking him out of the ball game, too.
For Gaviria, but it's a run all the same, and it's 9-1 as Ofariel Ortiz scores on the RBI single by Draylon Holmes.
Unearned run there.
Yep. Weaver will bat, and Hernandez is pinch running at first. That's Benny Hernandez. And the pitch is fouled off the end of the bat. 0-1. Correction, this is Ricky Hernandez running at first. Count is 1-1 on Maury Weaver as the Wildcats have a 9-1 lead on 10 hits in the ball game. Gaviria deals. Chop foul right at home plate 1-2.
Now you got opportunity to put him away. Let's see what Daniel does right here. Let's see what he has left in the tank.
And in all three games of this series, the Wildcats have given up a run late when you could have had a shutout. Looking for strike three, didn't get it on the corner, and it's 2-2. And I'm sure that will be a point of contention for Coach Hernandez after this weekend. Breaking ball, didn't get it, and the count runs full. Could have had 3 shutouts.
Well, the error cost him.
Yep. And again, this is a heavily rotated Bethune-Cookman squad. A lot of bench players in the lineup. Fouled straight back off the catcher's mask of Gidcombe. Count holds 3-2. There was some action in the Bethune-Cookman bullpen, but now they've sat down. I'm not sure if that means whoever it is warm or they're just going to let Gaviria ride with it. Daniel up to 87 pitches now here in the top of the 7th.
Bird's going to come hold him on now.
3-2 to Weaver. High in the air. Shallow right. That's actually going to stay on the infield. And, whoa! Xavier Cintron makes the catch. He had to read that all the way to his glove.
Win. Yeah.
Fell backwards while trying to grab it. But that ends the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, an error, and 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Wildcats need 2 runs to send us home early. It's 9-1 here on the CatEye Network. couple of defensive substitutions for Mississippi Valley State. 2-0 the count to Frankie Feblis, who made that error that allowed the run to score in the last inning. Love to make up for it here. Ball inside 3-0. Bufford is now in left. Ricky Hernandez is in center. Coates moves from left to right. Mims is out. That's the defensive change for MVSU. The 3-0. Whoo!
Way out.
As they say, just a bit outside.
That Bob Euchre?
Bob Euchre.
You got a good Bob Euchre too, man.
Jamie Villafane now looking for his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 3. Pitcher is still McGee, and he pumps a strike in there on the outside corner. And just like Snipes, I think if the batters for Bethune-Cookman get a chance to time him up, they can let this rip. That time, Villafane tried, just fouled it straight down, 0-2. Wildcats 2 runs away from a run rule victory as the score is 9-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And that ball's in the dirt. Nice job by Early to bat it down behind the plate. New catcher, too.
Hit him.
Yeah, I got him. There is a new catcher for Mississippi Valley. We're trying to catch up on the defensive substitution. So 2 free passes given up by McGee. And 2 on, nobody out for A.J. Smith. The catcher is Braden Eftink.
He's played everywhere today.
Yeah. DH, pitcher in the first
Now
game.
he's catching.
Now he's catching. That is what you call it, a utility man. McGee's first pitch is a slider low, ball 1.
Let's see if AJ can get a hold of one, put it in the gap.
Smith today 2 for 3. Single to left in the second, double to left in the third, and a run scored. But now he's doing what he hasn't been able to do earlier on in this game, or hasn't had a chance to do, I should say, is hit with runners on base. He's been the leadoff man as the Wildcats have sent 8-7 run batters to the plate in multiple innings. That one way outside, 3-0. And I wonder if they're walking Smith to load the bases here to get a play at any base. Because if Smith rips one like he has been, this could be the end of the game. McGee spins and looks to second. Nobody covering, but Feblis walks back. The BCU bench clapping along to the music out of the PA system. It's been that kind of day for Bethune-Cookman. They will walk Smith. I'm not sure intentionally or not. So the bases are loaded, nobody out. And we go back to the top of the order. Here's Daniel Figueroa, who is 2 for 3 with a hit by pitch and 3 runs scored.
Base hit, we end the game.
Yep.
Inside.
Yep. Figueroa's had a heck of a day, as he had an RBI in the first game, played at Jorge Rodriguez. And now 3 runs scored in game number 3 of this series. And then on Friday night was 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a run scored. Pitch low, 2-1. And I need to tell you about one of the strangest occurrences I've seen on a diamond. It wasn't a baseball diamond, it was softball. 2-1. Upstairs, 3-1. We were out at softball last weekend. The Wildcats were 2 runs away from run ruling Alabama A&M in game number 2 of that series. It was the second game of a doubleheader. And the pitcher was obviously at the end of a rope, was having trouble throwing strikes, and there was 1 on, 1 out. they intentionally walked 2 straight batters to load the bases. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're trying to play for the double play, or they're just going to intentionally walk in the run to make it a run rule and just go home. But then they pitched to the next batter, who hit a double off the right field wall, scored 2 runs, and ended the game anyway. And
Why would you give it to
I
him?
just don't understand. I'm still almost over a week later, and I'm still struggling to understand what the rationale was there.
Wow.
If the pitcher's got nothing and you want to end the game, just throw another intentional walk. Anyway, back to the game at
Now,
hand.
you got me stumped on that one. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Here's the 3-1 to Figueroa, bases loaded, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Bounce to the plate. It gets by. It won't matter because McGee has walked in a run. He's walked 4 straight. Feblis scores from third. Villafane goes to third. Smith on to second. And Figueroa on to first. And the Wildcats are 1 run away from ending this game early with a run rule.
And the wind begins to pick up the left field. I don't know why I'm saying that. Maybe he may hit it up in the air, the left field, because the left fielder's playing shallow.
Here's Jason.
Center fielder's shallow. Everybody's shallow.
Here's Jason Hodges as he's going to watch one upstairs. And I wonder if this is a similar situation.
He tripled last inning.
He did. And then came around to score on the Michael Rodriguez RBI single. 1-0. Hit it, and that's the ball game. It's a
walk-off hit by pitch.
Walk-off hit by pitch. Villafane walks in from third. Smith goes to third. Figueroa on to second. Hodges on to first, but it doesn't matter. In the inning, the Wildcats scored 2 runs on no hits, no errors.
You get congratulated by getting hit by a pitch. Ain't that something?
5 straight free passes, 2 hit by pitches and 3 walks, and the Wildcats win the game 11-1 by run rule.
You know, I don't want to jinx anybody, but I think right now the Wildcats are playing some of the better baseball that they played this season. You know, coming down the stretch, you know, you had 2 midweek games against 2 great opponents, and you were able to beat Stetson here at home. They go down to Miami and defeat the Hurricanes at Mark-Light Stadium. Then you come and play 3 games within 2 days against a tough opponent in the SWAC, and you were able to come out unscathed with almost your 6th straight win within a week.
Yep, and they'll go for number 7 tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Depending on what time that game is, I don't know how much sleep I'm going to get tonight because I'm going to be out here with my sunflower seeds.
That'll do it for BCU, and we were talking about Gaviria going for the complete game. He gets the 7-inning complete game, as this one belongs to the maroon and gold. Almost forgot to say that. Win it 11-1. 11 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, and left 9. For Mississippi Valley State, 1 run on 6 hits. They made 1 error and left 7. Winning pitcher Daniel Gaviria, losing pitcher James Snipes, and a long day of baseball, but both of these games went by pretty expeditiously.
Yeah, you know, you had this game started around about 5:45. Short ball game. Both games were short, even though the Wildcats scored a number of runs, a 10-run rule here, and it's not even dark yet. We still got an opportunity to go get a little barbecue and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Wildcats will win it 11-1 in game number 2 and 6-1 in game number 1. But I want to go back to that first game, right? Because for a long time it was 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, and their pitcher was cruising, Sierra, and we thought, oh man, we might be in for a game. And then the Wildcats did what they've always done well in the SWAC. Got to the bullpen and beat up on the bullpen.
No, like you said too, there's some things that we do in SWAC play that we don't do during the midweek. For example, throwing over at that runner, trying to force them to shorten that lead, and able to get in a double play. We saw it happen a couple times, and then you also saw Johnny had guys bunting with 2 strikes and double stealing. So you've seen the Wildcats pull a lot of stuff out of the hat this weekend that they're going to need later on in this season, especially with kids like AJ hitting the ball and running as fast as he can around that base.
All important things potentially coming down towards tournament time. That'll do it for us here in the broadcast booth. For Darren Latil and our entire CatEye Network crew, my name is Michael Torello. We'll see you 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the final of this 4-game series tomorrow as the Wildcats go for the sweep. They sweep the doubleheader, 6-1 in Game 1, 11-1 in Game 2, and we'll see you tomorrow for Game 4.